The Edgewood Cougars today will be facing the Finneytown Wildcats in a game scheduled to start at 5 o'clock. We are here now with head coach Ralph Lunsford for our daily visit, coach's comments to get coach's thoughts on today's game and also reflect a little bit about the last game, which happened yesterday at Miamisburg, and the Cougars did it again. Another day where they trailed in the late innings. They were down by a run and scored one to tie it up. Then the Miamisburg Vikings went ahead by one in the bottom of the sixth, only to see the Cougars again tie things up in the top of the seventh, and eventually, just like at the Hamilton Big Blue, go on to win by 2 runs in extra innings with 2 in the top of the 8th. So with that win, the Cougars move to a record of 3-0, undefeated. Coach, we're going to begin by simply saying, what were your thoughts on the Miamisburg game? And then in a minute, we'll dive into today's game against the Finneytown Wildcats.
Miamisburg game, to be honest with you, they were no-knowness through, actually they were perfect through 3. They were no-knowness through 5. And the kid they had, he was just shoving it at us, and we were not putting the ball in play. We were taking too many strikes, getting behind in the count. And Coach Morrison had a little meeting over there prior to the 6th inning, and at that point in time, we were losing the strikeout battle 6-2. The strikeout battle ended up being 13-7. We struck out one more time after Coach Morrison inspirational talk, but. Yeah, we got after it. We put the ball in play. We ran the base extremely well. We did not commit an error. And once again on the mound, pitching, we were just lights out. Talon and JJ, it's holy smokes.
Yeah.
When they take the mound, you're in a ball.
Sure, absolutely. And that's one of the things I wanted to touch on. So far this season, Talon Smith has towed the mound against 2 of the better programs in the area. He certainly pitched well, didn't get the win in either of these games that we're going to discuss, but certainly gave an opportunity for the Cougars to do so, first of which was at the Hamilton Big Blue, and then again last night at Miamisburg. Talk about Talon and where you're at with him in terms of, this is his senior year. He's really stepping up his game here at the start of the season.
I'm so proud of Talon. Him and I, we've had some wars going on. And Talon's he's a great kid to like. He's easy to like. Sometimes he's a little tough to coach, but Talon's different. His mindset's different. His approach to the game is different. I think most of it's maturity. You could always throw it to a car wash and never get wet. But I think Coach Souders has a lot to do with that. He's gotten Talon to quiet down and Talon let the game come to him rather than trying to do
sure, absolutely.
But Talon's just been. I'm happy for JJ that he got both wins. But I would also. I wish JJ would have got both saves and Talon would have got the wins or at least one of them, because he's just absolutely pitched his guts out for us. He's kept us in every game. He's had multiple big situations. Last night he had bases loaded with 1 out and their best hitter up and goes back-to-back strikeouts. This is the kid that we hope for the whole time we had him.
Yeah, and there's no doubt. I've noticed velocity-wise he's been very good. And again, just someone that you can trust to give the baseball to give you a chance to win every time out. And thus far with Talon, it's certainly looked that way, that he's going to be able to give you solid starts throughout the season, and that's a bonus. Well, Coach, you touched on J.J. Vogel briefly, and J.J. Vogel, a freshman, certainly isn't out of the gate like a freshman with 2 wins on the mound. I think he's hitting very well from an average standpoint. J.J. has come in and hit the ground running for Edgewood baseball. Your thoughts on J.J.?
J.J.'s not your typical freshman, and he's very confident. He's very cool. When JJ walks out there, you don't know whether you're up 10 or down 10. And I like that on pitchers. I always like that emotion on pitchers. Last night JJ got a big strikeout in the 6th, and to see a fist bump from JJ was pretty exciting.
That was cool.
Yeah, JJ's. he does things at first base, as I'm sure you've seen on the broadcast, that it hurts me to watch him stretch sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
But today you get to see his counterpart. You get to see the other freshman that we brought up, Carter Breedlove. Carter's going to throw tonight, and we got big things from him. And I think we're going to be pleasantly surprised with him. But in regard to what you said, though, we put Talon on the mound, we put Roman on the mound. Tonight we're going to put Carter on the mound. And Coach Souders and I talked last night. It's just it's fun knowing when you put guys up there that they're going to pump the strike zone up, and they have confidence in their fielders to field it, which we've committed 2 errors all year, and it's really comforting to know that. And I mean, our biggest thing now is with guys going the distance is how do we get all these other pitchers in. So we might see a few of them tonight, but Carter's going to need to start.
Awesome. We got one of the things that is very nice is that with a young ball club, and you certainly have that this year, to come out of the gate against 2 very good programs in Miamisburg and Hamilton and have such a young roster, these kids are starting to gel together, and it's just something that you hope can continue. But the early signs out of the gate certainly are encouraging for such a young ball club.
I agree. They get along in the dugout. They hang out with each other outside the baseball diamond. They like each other. I had a couple of parents ask me last night, said, "Man, what do you think?" And I just told them, I said, "I'd buckle up. We keep growing like this each and every day. This might be a pretty fun ride."
Yes, that's great, Coach. Well, last thing we want to touch on today, we are here at home. We are, one of the great things about baseball, you always pretty much get to answer the bell again, if not the next day, but certainly very soon. Today, the Finneytown Wildcats come to town. Anything on them? What can we expect to see from not only the Finneytown Wildcats, but also the Edgewood Cougars today?
We're going to go with a younger lineup today. We got to get some guys some playing times. Number one, we had planned on doing that, but number two, we're a little beat up. Colter Ashcraft's out with a wrist. He's out at least 2 more weeks. Boyle's on the way back. We don't know when we're going to get him. Talon tried to pull a groin last night. We got him out of the game. Trent Stewart's finally coming back. We're going to get him in the ball game early tonight, and we're just going to try to rest the guys. Get a rest for them tonight, and then we'll take tomorrow off, and then we'll come back and we'll do it again on Saturday.
Yeah, and the reality of those situations, Coach, with the out of league games is certainly a great opportunity. It sounds like you're capitalizing on that today after a close game last night to come back at home. Give kids the opportunity to try to prove themselves a little more to you, but mainly just to feel as though everyone is connected with this ball club. And I love to see it. When I saw today's lineup, that's a great thing, and hopefully the kids can take advantage.
Yeah, and they will. They'll step up. They push each other in practice. They compete. They do that. I do want to send well wishes out to Nick Kelhofer. He's still running the temperature, so we sent him back home. He wasn't there last night. And he's not going to play this weekend either. We're going to get him all healthy and get him ready to come back. But yeah, today's going to be fun. I expect the same things out of our 2s that we expect our 1s. We always say it. Hey, this train ain't stopping. Next man up. Somebody get on board. And I think we're going to be pleasantly surprised today.
That's great. Well, Coach, I want to wish you well today. The Cougars again are about to tee this game up at 5 o'clock. Here, we'd love to see some fans come out and support the Cougars today. First pitch at 5 o'clock. Coach, again, wish you and the team the best today. And as always, go Cougars.
Go Cougars.
Ladies and gentlemen, we'll be back shortly. We will go live again at about 4:45 today with the pregame show and first pitch scheduled for 5 o'clock. We will see you then.